Good afternoon, everybody. It's so good to see all the usual names here. Yes, good afternoon, Aman, Anshu, Abhishek, Aryan, Hema, Garv, Aisha, Khushi, Mahi, okay, Rishika, Pratisha, Ruhani, Saurabh, Shivajit, lovely name Shivajit, Shravika, Simran, Simarpreet, Ujjwal, Uzma, somebody's with Vivo name. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to revise, okay, linear inequalities. So what I'll explain the basics, and after that, what we will do is we'll try to understand uh, certain sums we are going to do from start to finish so that you have a good understanding of when information is given to you, how you are going to convert it into an equation. See, I can totally understand what happens is that you give me an equation, I can solve it. That's algebra. Okay. And because now what we are saying is you take information and then you convert it into equation. Like in permutation and combination, we could do it easily. But making equations is a little tougher. Why? Because some of us did not have maths in our 11th and 12th. So trying to understand it. But it is just a case of visualization, how you will visualize it. And everything is logical in equations. Okay, so let us go to that. Let us start off. Yes, Abhinandan, good afternoon. Anshu, good afternoon. Yes, thank you so much. So let us go. Now, the whole of the chapter of equality or equation is based on the most important thing of all, that is the number line. So we must understand how the number line works. What do we mean when and a line is going to the to my right hand side, whether the numbers are increasing or decreasing, and whether when it is going to the left hand side, whether numbers are decreasing or increasing. So can you put it in the chat box if my numbers are going if my hand is going from my left to my right, if I'm moving to that direction, or as we have already done in logical reasoning, if I'm moving towards the east, is my number increasing or decreasing? Can you put it in the chat box? Correct. So it is going to increase. And if it goes to left, what will happen from my middle to my left, my personal left? So what will happen? The numbers is going to decrease. See, you may say that it is written -5. Okay, but because that is a minus sign with the 5, so the number has decreased. But when I move to my right, it is +5, so the number has increased. What happens when from the center I move up? From the center, when I move up, it is positive. From the center, when I move down, it is negative. Okay, so number exactly, MK. Very good. Thank you so much. Ujjwal, good afternoon. Yes. So that leads us to what are known as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Don't worry, I'm going to draw everything, show it. But just first, let us understand with words, and then when we see the visuals also, it becomes clear in my mind. So we have how many quadrants? Can anybody tell how many quadrants are there? Yes, Aryan, Anshu, very good, very good. So we have four quadrants. What are they called as? Mm, What are the numbers or what are they called as? Yes, Kunal, good afternoon. Anybody can tell me what are they called as? Quadrants, yes, but they are called as? Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Now, can anybody tell me in which quadrant is both the X and the Y negative? Out of Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, in which quadrant are both X and Y negative? Ruhani, is it negative in both in Q4? Yes, Anshu, Usma. Yes, excellent. Ujwal, Mahi, Ruhani. Ruhani, it is not Q4. Check again. Yes, RN, MK. Excellent, excellent. Uzma, is it second quadrant? What is positive? Now let us see in Q2 what is positive, X or Y, and what is negative? Are they both positive or both negative? Q2, can anybody tell me? Yes, Ruhani, you've corrected yourself. Very good. In Q2, what is positive and what is negative? Excellent. No, Uzma, both are not negative. Yes, Mahi. Mahi, you're saying X is positive, Y is negative in Q2? Is she right? Yes, Anshu, correct. Y is positive, X is negative. Ujjwal, X is negative in Q2. Raj, you're saying Q2 is positive, but what is positive in Q2? Y is positive in Q2. MK is saying yes. Excellent. So, this is that is why I'm asking you these questions so that once when we draw, it becomes clear. But it should always be in your head. In Q1, in Q1, both X and Y are positive. In Q1, X and Y are positive. What happens in Q2? So what happens in Q2? Q1 positive, positive. Q2 negative, positive. Q3 negative, negative. Obviously, this is for X and this is for Y. Okay. And Q4 positive, negative. This is what, if you remember, you will make lesser mistakes, okay? Because sometimes the mistake is just because in the options they will be giving -4, -3, 4, -3. Okay, all these four options they will give, and I pick the incorrect answer. Why? Just because I didn't realize that this number is falling in Q2. So if it is falling in Q2, can I have an X positive? No. So that is why you should know this. This is the basic thing. Like we have alphabet. So similarly in equations, you must know your number line, and you must know your quadrants. Okay. Yes, Ruhani, Mahi, Usman, right now you got it correct. Raj, Ujjwal, Anshu. Yes, excellent. As this is the case, this is part of 20 to 30% of our syllabus of these three. Okay. Now we are going to talk about inequalities. So for that, I must understand what is an equation, and then I will also talk about what is a linear inequality. See, if I understand what an equation is, what will happen when I use this word inequality is that I have to see whether there is a greater than sign, greater than or less or equal to, or less than or equal to. Okay, in either of this, so less than or equal to, greater than, and greater than or equal to, these four things I must remember. And always you must know what is the difference on the graph, which we are going to talk about. Linear equalities are mathematical expression where the relationship between two expression is not one of equality, not one of equality, and rather there is an inequality. So if I have any of these four symbols, it is inequality. Linear inequalities are used in real life situation, which we are going to do. So for decision making and constraint setting. For as a CA student, where do I use it? I will use it in costing. I use it in costing. Okay. The simplest will you will see is in costing. Anshu, my next class is day after tomorrow. Okay. So I use it in budgeting. Now let us actually go to the sum. How to solve a linear inequality sum. So development of inequality from the description. So there will be a paragraph given to you. There will be a paragraph given to you. Okay, so once I have this paragraph, then I will form the linear inequalities. So as I was telling you, these are the four things that you must know. Greater than or greater than or equal to 0, greater than 0, less than or equal to 0, and less than 0. Then graphing of the linear equations, determination of common area, feasible area, and optimal solution. Okay. So we will see one by one. So don't worry, we will see it. Okay. Now, this is the number line. When I have one variable means either I have x or y or a or b, whatever numbers you have. Now, what we are going to see is the two things. X is greater than 0 and x is greater than or equal to 0, or x is less than or less than 0, or x is less than or equal to 0. Okay, x is less than or equal to 0. Now x is greater than 0. First thing, this is my number line. So this is my starting point, that is my 0. Okay, from here, from here, x is greater than 0. So this portion, can you see the dark portion here? That is my x greater than 0. Can you see here that this is not touching the 0? The line that is dark is not touching the 0. Okay, then we say that x is greater than 0. Now here, as you can see, x is less than or equal to 0. Here you can see the line is touching the 0. So when there is an equal to sign, it is going to be at that number also. When you have two variables, these are the four things. So as you can see, can you see this gap here? Hmm? This gap is when you have x is greater than 0. So I am in which quadrant? Which is this quadrant? We are only talking about this. Can anybody tell me uh, this is 1? Okay. Yes. Which quadrant is x greater than 0? Which are these two quadrants? This is one quadrant and this is another quadrant. So can anybody tell me which quadrants are those? Yes, MK, Disha, Ujjwal, Ruhani. Yes. Excellent. So this is what? This is Q1 and this is Q4. So these are the two quadrants. What happens in second? X is greater than or equal to 0. So here only the gap has gone. Again, this is Q1 and this is Q4. What happens in picture 3, graph 3? This is X is greater than 0, Y is greater than 0. So you can see this gap over here. So X is greater than 0 and Y is greater than 0 is only takes place in Q1. Now again this is greater than or equal to. This equal to signs means what? There is no gap. So for the fourth also it is Q1. Okay. So these are the variables. Yes, Raj correct, Abhishek correct, Aryan, Anshu, ABC, Q1. Yes. Yes, Uzma has also got it correct. Kunal, I hope now you're understanding this. So, what we have, if I have, this is my number line and this is my 0. When I have x greater than or equal to 0, my line is going to go from here. So, this is the place. So, this 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the place. And when I have two variables, x is also greater than or equal to 0, y is also greater than or equal to 0. So what will I have? I will have something like this. This is my x-axis, this is my y-axis, and this q1 is going to satisfy this two conditions. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to take this example. 3x plus y is less than 6. Okay. So what we do here, what is the first step is, this may confuse me. So what I do, I take it out and I replace it with the equal to sign. So what will I write it? 3x plus y equal to 6. Okay. So this is one, this is the equation I have. Now what I want to see is what are the numbers that are going to be the numbers on the intercept of both the x-axis and y-axis. So what I do is I make this box. I make this box. So in this box, what will I have? I will have x and I will have y. Then and I will have this. Now I will put x is equal to 0 and try to find the value of y, and I will put y is equal to 0 and find the value of x. Now in this equation, if I put x is equal to 0, so 3 into 0 plus y is equal to 6. So it gives me y is equal to 6. So in here, I will put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 6. Now, what will I do? Next, I will put y is equal to 0. So 3x plus y is equal to 6. Instead of y, I'm going to put 0. So 3x plus 0 is equal to 6. So 3x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 upon 2. So that means it is equal to 3. So you will have x is equal to 3. Oh, very good, Anshu. Very good. No, the other way around. Just let me. This is x upon 3. X upon 3. So x is equal to 2. Okay. I wrote the answer there. So this is x is equal to 2. So x, when x is 0, y is 6. When y is 0, x is 2. So let me draw the number line. Okay. So this is my x-axis. Everybody knows that. So this is my x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the y-axis, what will I have? I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. This is on my y-axis. This is my y-axis. So when x is 0, y is 2, y is 6. When x is 0, y is 6. So this is my point. Okay. So this is my point. So I'm going to have this point here. And when y is 0, x is 2. So my point is here. Okay. So let me just draw this line a little neater. Okay. And this is my point, x is equal to 6. Now this is my point, x is when y is 0, x is 2. Okay, so this is my point. So what I will do now is I'm going to draw a line from x here and to here. Okay, this is cutting. Okay. So this is my line. Now consider the inequality. And now I will consider the sign less than or equal to. So here what is there? It is less than. So x plus y is less than 6. Now many times students get confused कि कौन सा वाला area हमें consider करना है. So what I am going to do is I am going to consider less than. So less than means always when you see less than it is left. Okay, so it is to the left. So what is it going to be? It is going to be the left. So this is going to be my area. So this is going to be my area. And remember it is less than. It is not less than or equal to. So your area coverage will not touch the line. Yes, excellent. MK left. X is equal to 2. Yes, Aman. So what consider linear equality in two variables? We considered it the line in terms of x and y. And now we want to find where, because this is the options they will give you. Ordinate is where, or they will ask you which quadrant it will lie, or they will give you the graphs, four graphs, and they will ask you which of this is the correct answer. So where you will see this and the area covered like this, so that will be your this thing. Always remember, they may give you two graphs in which in one graph the area coverage is touching the line, and in another it is not touching the line. So when I have less than 6, it is not going to touch the line. So I have to tick mark that which is not going to touch the line. Aryan, yes, left towards the origin. Okay. See, if I have the equal to sign, as you can see, equal to sign, it is going to touch when there is an equal to sign. Okay, so you are moving towards your left. Now, in the second inequality, again we'll do the same thing. I have x plus, sorry, not plus. X minus y is less than or equal to minus 2. Okay, x minus y is less than or equal to minus 2. So first step is what? I will consider the equality. So I have x minus y is equal to minus 2. Don't forget the minus sign. So I'm going to draw the box. So this is my x, this is my y. When x is 0, it will be minus y is equal to minus 2. So y is equal to 2. Okay. So I have this y is equal to 2. What happens when y is 0? When y is 0, what am I going to do? X minus 0 is equal to minus 2. So x is equal to minus 2. So this is becomes minus 2. Now I will draw the graph. So if I consider it here, so what is the first point I have? It is 0, 2, and the second point I have is minus 2, 0. Okay, minus 2, 0. So this is going to be minus 2, this is going to be here. So minus 2, 0. And the second point is 0, 2. So 0 here, it is 2 here. Okay. So it is 0, 2. So I will have a line which is going to go like this. Okay. So you can see it over here because I don't have place over here. So you can see, and because it is an inequality, it is less than or equal to. So what do I have? This is moving in this direction. Okay. So I have what? X minus y is less than or equal to minus 2. See, because it is minus 2, I may get confused. So what I must do is I must draw. So once I draw, I know where is it going. This is going in this direction. So they may ask you. They may ask you. So you will write that right hand. You're going to write right hand upper corner. Okay. Right hand upper corner. Right hand upper corner. 0, 2, minus 2, 0. Yes, MK. Very good. Now we have these two graphs. Okay, this is the graph for the equation that we had first. So what we are doing is we are writing in terms of y. So what was the first equation? Let us go up and see. What was the first equation? 3x plus y is less than 6. Okay, so 3x plus y is less than 6. Okay, so this is 3x plus y is less than 6. So y is less than 6 minus 3x. Minus 3x. What happens here? It was x plus y, x minus y is less than or equal to minus 2. Okay, so this is x minus y is less than or equal to minus 2. So you have, if I consider the equality, x minus y is equal to minus 2. X minus y is equal to minus 2. So y is equal to x plus 2. Okay. So these are the two equations that we have, and now we are going to superimpose. So I'm going to take, I'm going to draw this graph on transparent paper, and I'm going to place one transparent paper on the other. So what will I have when I do this? This is how it is going to look like. Where did I get this? This is downward sign from this. From this downward side is from this, and the upward side is from this line. Okay, so this downward sign and this upward sign. So as you can see now that your two lines, when you're trying to superimpose them, or when they're interacting with each other, so this is one point, this is one point, this is one point, those where the lines are intersecting with either each other. So what is this point? This point is lines intersect intersect with each other. Okay, lines intersect. This is an S. Lines intersect with each other. Yes, feasible. Left upper hand, 2. Left hand upper, 2. Aman, I did not get your question. Can you just clarify? Okay. So this is the point when the lines are intersecting with each other. Okay, example 2. Yes, yes. Now let us consider example 1, wherein, see, this is the simplest where we understand everything. So when I have x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0 is the primary condition. What does this mean? X is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0 means what? This is going to lie in Q1. X less than 6, less than or equal to 6, y less than or equal to 7. Okay, so one thing with this you have understood is that whatever happens, the line is going to be in my x in my Q1. So x is 6. Okay, so this is the line. Y is 7. This is the line. And when what happens? So what is this? These are known as constraints. Okay, these are known as constraints. Okay, these are known as constraints. So these are the, and what is the equation? This is my equation. X plus y is less than or equal to 12. See, now what happens if I make this, if I write this x, y, if I put x is equal to 0, what will happen? X is 0, y is 12. What will happen when y is 0, x is 12? Normally, if I had taken this like this only, so I would have got x is 0, y is 12, y is 0, x is 12. Okay, so my line would have been like this. Okay, my line would have been like this. But these are the constraints. X cannot be greater than 6. So x is less than or equal to 6. So x less, somewhere along here I will have x is equal to 6 and y cannot be greater than 7. So I will have y equal to 7 here. So now what happens is when this is the case, it means what? It means that my line is not going to exceed this. Okay. So this I cannot use. This I cannot use. So what will I have? I will have something like this. X plus y is this. So anything below this, anything that is below this, I'm going to use. Is I'm going to use. Okay, understood? So let me break it up. X is greater than 0 and x is less than or equal to 6. So what do I have? I have like this. X is greater than 0. So that means I'm going to go in this direction and x is 6. So this is x is 6. Okay. So this is a maximum value of 6 of x I can have. Okay. Now when I'm talking about y is greater than 0 and y is less than 7, so I will have this. I will again have this. This is my x-axis, but my limit here is y cannot exceed 7. Okay. So for any value of x, I can have, this is not a broken line. Okay. So this is the case. So y is greater than or equal to 0 means here, but y is less than or equal to 7. So whatever information you have, it is going to lie over here. Okay. And when we combine these two, I get the final. So this is how it is going to look like. So here it is 7 and here it is 6. Okay. So now when I superimpose, I get this type of thing. So my my x plus y is less than or equal to 12 and this x is less than or equal to 6, y is less than or equal to 7. So this is my area. So what happens is these 2 points are new. Okay, these 2 points are new. So I have to find these points where this interaction takes place. So what is happening is now my x plus y is equal to 12, but I know that x cannot exceed 6. So I try to put x is equal to 6. So when x is equal to 6, 6 plus y is equal to 12. Y is equal to 12 minus 6. So y is equal to 6. So what is the point? 6, 6. Now what happens? I can have y maximum as 7. So I must find those limits, okay? So x plus y is equal to 12. I will put y is equal to 7. So x plus 7 is equal to 12. So x is equal to 12 minus 7. So this is equal to 5. So what are the points? 5, 7. What is this point? 6, 6. What is another point? 6, 0. And what is the last point? 7, sorry, 0, 7. Okay. So and the origin is also important. So I have 0, 0. So when these two conditions are there on x and y, and then we have an inline equation for a line, then what are the five? These are the 5 points, and not necessarily every time that will be 5 points. It will depend on whether it is a finite contained area or not, or if it is an infinite area, I may have lesser points. So 0, 0, because what we are saying, that is the first condition, x is greater than or equal to 0. See, I'll just show it to you again what was given to us. Okay, x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0. So when I do that, when I use that, that is my first point. And then I put the constraint x cannot exceed 6 and y cannot exceed 7. I get these 2 points, x 6, 0, 0, 7. What will happen? Again, I will put the constraining factor, that is x is equal to 6. I will put and I will see y, and then I get this point. And when I put the constraint on y, I will get this point. Okay. Okay. Sometimes what happens, I don't understand what is written in the question. What is a feasible area? Feasible area means which is common, which is the area in which you will get the solution set, that all the points are going to satisfy what your conditions are. A region is said to be bounded if it can be included in a very large circle. Now see here what is happening is this, 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 here, and okay. What is this point? This is 0, 0. What is this point? 6, 0. What is this point? 6, 6. And what is this point? 5, 7. 5, 7. Okay. And what is this point? 7, sorry, 0, 7. Okay. Now, what they are saying is a region is said to be bounded if it can be totally included within a very large circle. छोटा बड़ा वो बात नहीं है, आपका जितना एरिया उसको आप एक सर्कल के अंदर डाल सकते हैं, तो आपका ये हो जाएगा बाउंडेड। सी यहाँ पे हम डाल सकते हैं ना सबको। तो दिस इज व्हाट दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ बाउंडेड एरिया। फीजिबल रीजन और सॉल्यूशन सेट, ये जो स्क्वायर्स में बनाया हुआ है वो है। ओके। Aman, example 2 I will take, don't worry. ABC, just be patient, you will understand. Okay, just listen to everything. So, what is feasible solution? It is considering the area that will satisfy all our conditions. Bounded area, which means I can have the feasible area covered by a large circle. Extreme points are known. These points that we calculated 0, 0, 0, 7, all these points are what these are known as extreme points, and that can be represented in a matrix. So the largest and the smallest elements in matrix are known, then you will get the optimal solution. Okay. So अभी जो हमें सारे पॉइंट्स मिले थे ना, उसको हम एक मैट्रिक्स में डालेंगे. सो आई एम गोइंग टू पुट देम इन अ मैट्रिक्स. Okay, so what are the points? 0, 0, 6, 0, 0, 7, 5, 7, and what was the fifth point that we had? 6, 6. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, this is my E. Now what is my C? C is 1, 1, 1, 2. Okay. X plus 2y. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Now I will multiply this. Okay. And I will get the minimum and maximum value of this objective function. So what will this be? 0 into 1 and 0 into 2. So 0 into 1 plus 0 into 2. Next is 6 into 1 plus 0 into 2. 0 into 1 plus 7 into 2. 5 into 1 plus 7 into 2. 6 into 1 plus 6. 6 into 2. This is giving me how much? Now 0 into 1 is 0 plus this is 0, so this is 0. 6 plus 0, answer is 6. 0 plus 14, answer is 14. 5 plus 14, answer is 19. And 6 plus 12, answer is 18. Okay. So what is the maximum value I can have? I can have 19. What is the minimum? I can have 0. Okay. Okay. So maximum and minimum. So now let us see where do I get the maximum value? This is my 19. 19 I've got where? When I have 5 and 7. Okay. If the slope of the objective function be same as that of one side of the feasible, there are multiple solutions. Okay, so this is a theory question that you must know. Now let us do the actual sum. Okay, so this is the type of question that you can have. So let us try to formulate it. Step by step, we'll go step by step. You will not have a problem. A manufacturer produces two products A and B and has his machines in operation for 24 hours a day. Production of A requires 2 hours of processing of machine M1 and 6 hours of machine M2. So we'll just wait here. What is happening? Okay. आपको खुद को ये क्वेश्चन पूछना है कि हो क्या रहा है. इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन आएगा तो आपको देखना है उसमें क्या है. Okay. Now, what is the manufacturing? What is he manufacturing? Is it A, B, M1, M2? Put it in the chat box. What is he manufacturing? क्या बना रहा है वो? A and B. So what are the products? Products are A and B. What is M1 and M2? What is M1 and M2? Yes, M1 and M2 are machines. Now, is there any restriction on machines working? In this example, is there any restriction? For how much time can you use the machine? Yes, 24 hours. Okay, so 24 hours I can use the machine. So when I have machine M1 and I have machine M2, which I can use 24 hours a day, I want to see what is the question now. Okay, now let us see what is the question. So excellent, you have understood. Manufacturer is manufacturing A and B. He is going to manufacture them how? He's not going to do it by hand. He's going to take the material, put raw material, put it on M1. After M1 does the process, take it to M2. M2 does the process, and my product A is formed. Similarly, I take the raw materials, I put it in the machine M1, then do some steps, then I go to M2, then do some different steps, and I get the product B. Okay, so that is now clear. Now I will write M1, M2, A, and B. And B. Okay. A. Now production of A requires 2 hours. यहीं पे आप ना M1 लिख लीजिए. M1, 2 hours of M1 and 6 hours of M2. Okay, so M1, it will require 2 hours in machine 1 and 6 hours in machine 2. What will happen to B? B requires 6 hours in M1 and 2 hours in M2. So 6 and 2. Okay. How much time can this machine work? 24 hours. How much? 24 hours. Okay. Yes, very good. Aman. So this is the manufacturer earns a profit of 5 on each unit of A and 2 on each unit of B. Now comes the question of objective function. क्या है मेरा objective? See, in manufacturing, there can be two objectives. Either I maximize my profit or B, I reduce my cost. Hmm? कभी भी इसमें से क्वेश्चन आएगा तो इस टाइप का आएगा कि हमें प्रॉफिट बढ़ाना है या लॉस कम करना है. सो व्हाट डू आई डू? आई विल फॉर्म द ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन. व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव हियर? डू आई वांट टू रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट और डू आई वांट टू अर्न मोर प्रॉफिट? पुट इट इन द चैट बॉक्स. प्रॉफिट का है कि लॉस का है? यस. यस माही, अमन, एमके, बाकी सब भी आंसर कीजिए. राज. Yes, very good. So we want to maximize profit. So what will I use? I use the symbol Z. Z is equal to कितना profit है A पे? 5. So I will use X for my product A and the symbol Y for product B. You can use AB also. You can use ST, UV, anything, but this is the common thing that is used. So X and Y. So how many units of X I will produce? I will produce X units of A and Y units of B. Okay. So X is what? How much profit? 5 rupees on unit A and rupees 2 on each unit of B. So 5 into how many units of X I'm going to produce? A I'm going to produce X plus 2 rupees profit on each unit of B. How many units of B I'm going to produce? Y. Okay, Y. So this is equal to 5x plus 2y is my objective function. Now I have to, this is called as the objective function. This is called as the objective function. ठीक है? So this is my objective function. Now I have to find what is known as constraints. Okay, I have to find what is known as constraints. So what will I do here? So what are the constraints? The constraint is from this. जो कंस्ट्रेंट है ना वो आप ये जो लिखेंगे ना उससे बनेगा. ये जो है ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन वो नीचे की अंदर की इंफॉर्मेशन से बनेगा और ये जो है जो आपने बनाया है उससे बनेगा. सो व्हाट इज इट गोइंग टू बी? मशीन M1. How much maximum time it can use? I can use it for 24 hours. How much time does each unit of A takes? It takes 2 hours. So 2 into X will be the time required by product A on the machine M1. What was the time required by product B? It will be 6Y because each unit is requiring 6 hours, and so 6 into Y I'm going to get as machine. But can I use it limitlessly? No, there are only 24 hours in a day. So here they are saying you can use it for 24 hours. So you have to produce X also, A also and B also. So the constraint, first constraint is what? 2x plus 6y is less than or equal to 24. Okay. Second constraint, 6 for machine M2, 6x plus 2y is less than or equal to 24. This constraint is for machine 1 and this is for machine 2. Okay. Now, the most important constraint. Sometimes what? I will write the objective function correctly. I will put constraint on machine 1 also, machine 2 also. But what becomes a problem? The problem is I forget x should be greater than or equal to 0 and y should be greater than. This is the most important. If this is not ticked, if in any option this is not there for this question, then what will happen? Your answer is wrong. Okay, because we are manufacturing something. Can we manufacture a negative quantity? Absolutely not. So I can manufacture how much? I can start with 0 कि मैंने manufacture ही नहीं किया. So manufacturing of A can be maximum 0, minimum 0. So that is the condition. So I have x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. माने मिनिमम क्वांटिटी क्या होगी? 0 प्रोडक्शन. उसके बाद सब होगा. नेगेटिव हो ही नहीं सकता. सो दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट constraint when I'm taking the answer for any linear equality answer, because what happens is I'm so happy I'm able to do it. बहुत जोश में ना मैं गलत आंसर को टिक कर देती हूँ. वो नहीं होना है. So what I have to do here is I have to ensure that I am reading the constraints carefully. And when there is a question of production involved, I cannot have a negative number. ये specifically इस question के लिए कि because I cannot have it negative, so I have x is greater than 0, y is greater than equal to 0, and so that is one constraint. Constraint on machine 1 is the second constraint, and constraint on machine 2 is also the constraint. Okay. So these are the three constraints. Excellent, MK, excellent. So let us take a 10 minutes, 5 minutes break rather. Okay, just let me talk to him. Ashok ji? Okay, thank you. Yes, who has asked that question? Raj, yes, 24 here refers to 24 hours. Okay. And Aman, I hope you're happy now. Yes. Oppo, what is your question? Can you just put it in the chat box? Aman, you wanted this question, so I've taken it for you. Okay. So, like in the first half, we have talked very clearly about the concept, and now what we are doing is solving as many problems as we can. Okay. So, what is important here is manufacturer produces 2 hours, two products, and operation for 24 hours a day. Okay, so this is important. Is that is why I got this constraint. Okay, that my constraint is 2x plus 6y is less than or equal to 24. Okay, आप बोलेंगे 24 hours is the whole of the day. Yes, but when we are talking in terms of the language of the question, they are called as constraints. Constraints on machine 1, constraints on machine 2, and greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0 is what? It is the constraint on number of units. Okay. And what is z? Z is 5x plus 2y. It is the objective function. What will it give? It will give how much I should manufacture so that I can maximize my profit. Yes, Aman, most welcome, beta. Oppo, have you put in your question? I can't see your question. Okay. So, I hope everybody is understood. Put it in the chat box whether or not you've understood. Okay, so what we have here is z is equal to 5x plus 2y. 5x plus 2y. Hmm? So I have 5x plus 2y. Z is equal to 5x plus 2y. So I have the constraint. What are my constraint? Let me check. अभी हमने क्या constraint लिखा था? 2x plus 6y is less than or equal to 24. 2x plus 6y less than or equal to 24. And what is the other constraint that I had? The constraint is 6x plus 2y is less than or equal to 24. So 6x plus 2y is less than or equal to 24. Okay. So these are the constraint and z is 5x plus 2y. Okay. Okay. Vivo 1938. Okay. Uzma, I will repeat this question. Don't worry. Yes. Akshay saying she's understood. Bhavik. Yes, very easy to cover this. Yes. Yes. Then Vivo, I will answer. Samsung, correct. Not 25, Samsung, 24. Okay. Which topics easy to cover for 40 plus marks? Bhavik, you are asking that? Yes, Bhavik. 40 marks, 40 plus marks is you have to see, make sure that you are solving all three. Okay, math, statistics, as well as your logical reasoning. So, how do I do that? I will tell you, if all your lectures, last time's lectures, this new scheme, first batch lectures, you watch over again. Hmm? Because now sometimes, the first lecture, it skips your mind. So what you do is you watch the video and you study that chapter. Again, watch the video. If you have got any doubt, you can go back to the video. Okay. So that is the way you should do it. Now, what are the easy chapters? Easy is something that each one of is different for each one of us. Mathematics is a subject which I may find algebra very interesting and easy, but you may find logical reasoning very interesting and easy. So you have to decide for yourself. All topics are equally difficult. Okay, so that is not a problem. But this first three chapters, four chapters up to logarithm, those chapters you must do. You should not keep that in option. Why? Because those chapters form the basis for all the other chapters. So, because see, if you skip indices, what will happen? When you do your probability, when you do your permutation combinations, you won't be able to solve them. Okay, so that is why it is necessary that you should know it. Okay, if you skip permutation and combination, again you can't solve probability. Again, in statistics, there is a lot of indices that is used. So make sure that you are doing that. Okay, so make sure you are doing that. Bhavik, yes, but we I'm very comfortable. Okay, gamer, you're asking how can I check if my basics are strong or not? You should solve model test papers. Okay, you should go for the mock test. That is a very good sign when you feel, "Arey, logical reasoning, I know everything." And when you go there, there is a slight twist in the question. You know everything, but you did not think about it. Or sometimes you know everything, but there is a time constraint, right? Because it's an MCQ exam. So that also you have to see. Okay. What are the question are there? Yes. Raj, again the same thing, na? 30% of 14. So 12 marks are there for the whole block. Okay. So it is very flexible, but you can expect to get one or two questions from this. Yes, Samsung, I will explain. Don't worry. I'm just going to revise it again. Yes. Yes, gamer. So very quickly, I will revise this because I would like to take more and more questions. So I will explain this again. This is because this is important that you understand how to do this. See, a manufacturer produces two products A and B. So he has a factory. He's making products. What are the products? A and B. For producing these products, what does he need? He needs machine 1 and machine 2. Now, what is the limit I can use for machine 1 and machine 2? There is no limit. I can use it for 24 hours. So, when I say no limit, that is in English language. But in terms of mathematics, in terms of forming an equation, what is the limit? Limit is 24 hours. Okay. So, when I'm reading the English, I must think in terms of mathematics. Okay. If I say you can use this premises for 24 hours, you feel, oh, great, there is no limit. But in mathematics, what is the limit? Limit is 24 hours. Is it same for both the machine? Yes, both the machines can be used for 24 hours. That also you have to see when you are reading this type of question, you have to ask questions yourself. ये हो सकता है क्या? I have to see. Okay, so here what is happening? I can use both the machines for 24 hours. Then what are the products I'm manufacturing? A and B. So I know A and B. I know that they are each product is going to go through both the machine. For product A, how many will I produce? I will produce X. I don't know the value of x. That is what I want to find. What now, right now I want to do is I want to form an equation. So I say I am going to produce x units of product A and I'm going to produce y units of product B. So X freeze, Y freeze, 24 hours freeze. These are the things I have already in my mind. Now let us go to the next sentence. Production of A requires 2 hours of processing in machine M1 and 6 hours in machine M2. I will suggest that you write like I have written. Okay. You can make it in like in the box form, but why waste time? Because it's a MCQ. So I've just written like this: units, products. Okay, if you want, just for understanding's sake, I will write it over here. This is products. Yeah, there is lot less space. So products A and B, M1, M2, machine 1, machine 2. Okay. So A, I'm going to produce X units. B, I'm going to produce Y units. M1, 2 hours in machine 1, 6 hours in machine 2. B, 6 hours in machine 1, 2 hours in machine 2. And then this you get. Then I have to find, this is my objective function. This is my objective function. Z is equal to 5x plus 2y. Okay. See, Bhavik has written that he has not solved many questions. So, Bhavik, you have still 1 month's time. I would suggest every day solve, keep solving. Whenever you have time, keep solving MCQ questions. Okay. Also, concentrate on the theory questions. Also, in statistics, you can get so every book, like every chapter has some questions that are theory questions. Make sure you find those answers, you know those answers. Okay, so that is also helps you, to collect your marks. So you can get marks there also. Okay, so Bhavik, you have to take a balanced approach. और हार नहीं माननी है, किसी को भी हार नहीं माननी है. Okay, every one of us is going to push yourself. 1 month left, push yourself, make sure that you succeed. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, a company produces two products A and B which require processing in two machines. Okay, so what is I'm going to write, okay, product A and B. Okay, A and B. How much units of A I'm going to produce? X. How many units of B I'm going to produce? Y. I'm going to write M1 and M2. The first machine can be used at most for 60 hours. So this is going to be 60 for M1. And the second machine can be used at most for 40. So 40 hours. Now, the product A requires 2 hours on machine 1. So 2 hours on machine 1. देखिए, if you made this now, it becomes, your life becomes so easy. 2 hours on machine 1 and 1 hour on machine 2. Okay. The product B requires 1 hour on machine 1 and 2 hours on machine 2. Express the above situation. See, the earlier sum, they wanted you to find the objective function also. But here what has happened is that I have to find only the constraints. Okay. What is the most important constraint? Now, for machine 1, what is the constraint? 2x, this 2 into x plus 1 into y, 1 into y is less than or equal to, is less than or equal to, is less than or equal to 60. Okay. What is the second constraint for machine 2? It is x plus 2y is less than or equal to 40. Is less than or equal to 40. Okay. So 2x plus 1y is less than or equal to 60. Machine 2, what is the constraint? X plus 2y is less than or equal to 40. What is the third most important constraint? Can you put it in the chat box? Is this the correct answer? There is one more thing that I will need. 3 constraints. What will be the third one? Yes, Raj, very good. Yes. Excellent, excellent. Raj, MK. Hmm? I hope all the others have also done. That is x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. Okay? Yes, excellent. Very nice. I'm so happy you are following. So, this is the answer. Hmm? Now, just put in the chat box. Have you understood how you're going to read the question? How you're going to go step by step? Just read one sentence. See whether I can put something from that sentence into an equation. Okay. Like a company produces 2 products A and B. हमने तुरंत लिख लिया A and B. Then these are my products. This is my units. Okay. These are my units. And this is my product. Then I have machine. The requires processing on 2 machines. So A, B, M1, M2. First thing, when I read this first sentence, what I'm going to write? A, B, M1, M2. Then constraint 60 hours, 40 hours. So below the line 60, 40. The product requires 2 hours on machine 1 and 1 hour on machine 2. So 2, 1, 1, 2. And x greater than 0, y greater than 0. So have you understood? Yes, Raj, Aman, excellent, excellent. Mahi, understood? Yes. Bhavik, Gamer, yes. SS, have you understood? Okay, let us try to do this. Any question you have, you can put it in the chat box. A fertilizer company produces 2 types of fertilizers called grade 1 and grade 2. Ranjit, oh yes, Ranjit, you are here today? Hema, yes, yes. Good old names are here. I'm happy. A fertilizer company produces 2 types of fertilizers called grade 1 and grade 2. Okay, so Let me see. So, what do I have? G1, G2. Okay, G1, G2. This is X, this is Y. X units of G1 I will produce, Y units of G2 I will produce. Each of these types is processed through two critical chemical plants. What are the names of the plants? Plant A and plant B. So, this is A, this is A, and this is B. Okay. Plant A has a maximum of 120 hours. I will draw the line. I will write 120 here. And B has a maximum of 180 hours. 180 hours available in a week. Okay. I'm doing it very slowly. Understand it comfortably. Manufacturing one bag of grade 1 fertilizer requires 6 hours in plant A and 4 hours in plant B. Manufacturing of B of grade 2 requires 3 hours of plant A and 10 hours in plant B. So what will be my equation? 6x plus 3y is less than or equal to 120. And 4x plus 10y is less than or equal to 180. Okay. And third and most important, x is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So these are the condition. Yes. Oh, very good, Aman. Yes, very good. So now we have understood this. Let us go to a matrix where we will solve the matrix and find the answer and find the optimum value of the profit or the minimum value of the cost. Okay. Yes, Ranjit, very easy. Good. See, Bhavik, he's telling you this is easy. Okay, graph the inequalities and mark the area. Okay. So, what is the this thing? 5x1 plus 4x2 is greater than or equal to 9. X1 plus x2 is greater than or equal to 3. X1 is greater than or equal to 0 and x2 is greater than or equal to 0, and mark the areas. What is the first step? First step is I'm going to put this into equalities. So I will have 5x1 plus 4x2 equal to 9 and x1 plus x2 equal to 3. Okay. So that is what we have done. 5x1 plus 4x2 equal to 9 and x1 plus x2 is equal to 3. Then as I said, we are going to do this. I am going to put x1 is equal to 0. I get x2's value 9 by 4. When I put x2 is equal to 0, I get the value 9 by 5. Here x1 is equal to 0, then x2, and x2 is x1 is equal to 0, x2 is 3, x2 is equal to 0, x1 is 3. Okay. Now, when I plot this is my 5x1 plus 4x2 equal to 9, and this is my line with x1 plus x2 equal to 3. Okay, so what will happen now is these are the two lines I have drawn. What is the condition? This is greater than or equal to 9. This is greater than or equal to 9. When I have the greater than or equal to means what? If this is my line, if this is my line, everything lying above this. Okay, everything lying above this. So for both of them, it is greater than. So what happens here is, even though for this line x1 plus x2 is greater than this is my this is my region, but for 5x1 plus 4x2 this is the region. So the common region will be from this line, from this line. So it is moving towards the upper left. Okay. Yeah. Let us see. Okay. An employer recruits experienced and fresh workmen for his firm. Okay. So he is wanting people, employ people. What is the condition? He cannot employ more than 9 people. Okay. So what is the condition? X and Y can be related by the inequality. So I know that X plus Y. ये तो मेरे को समझ में आ गया. So I know this is X plus Y. Okay. Now, what is the condition? This is nothing. Okay. Now the dilemma is it, what is the sign I have to use? I have to use less than. Will I use less than? I mean greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Now, he cannot employ more than 9%. This cannot be more than. Means what? Cannot be more means what? It has to be less than. But less than या less than equal to ये वाला या ये वाला, second वाला या fourth वाला. Cannot have more than 9 means what? 9 or less than 9. So I will use the symbol. It will be less than and less than or equal to 9. This is my 9. So this is the condition. Now x plus y is not equal to 9. This may or may not be true. Okay, I will see the option. They can be equal to 9, is it? Not more than 9 means it can be equal to 9. So this is not correct. So this option is not correct. Then x plus 9 is less than or equal to 9? Yes, this is there. X plus 9 is less than or equal to 9. X is greater than equal to 0. Y is greater than equal to 0. Now what is happening is, what is the difference between B and C? Here you have greater than or equal to, here you have less than or equal to. So B is the correct answer. Okay, B is the correct answer. Why? Because it is less than or equal to. So जल्दबाजी मत कीजिए, options आप देख लीजिएगा. Vivo, what is your question? I replied to your question. अभी टिप्स दिए ना आपको कि आपको कैसे ज्यादा से ज्यादा मॉक सॉल्व करने हैं. हम्म. यस. सो राइट, बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके. On a daily average, okay, since you are all are asking, I will again tell you. Okay, just let me go up. So you have maths, you have logical reasoning, and you have stats. Okay. So I have logical reasoning and stats. So what happens? This is 40, this is 20. And this is 40. Now you must make sure that the first three chapters you of maths you do very well, because without those three chapters you will not be able to do anything. Similarly, first and second chapter of statistics you need to do well. Why is that? Is because first chapter you may get theory questions, second chapter you have the understanding. So this is important. LR, you should do all three chapters because that is a very scoring thing. In that also see what appeals to you more. If you have any doubts, you can watch. I have taken LR, so you can watch those videos. I have tried to solve as many problems as possible right from the study material. So you will get all the concepts cleared over there. Okay. Oh, and Weaver, you have to not be afraid. Okay. Be courageous. Don't be afraid. You will be able to solve the questions very well. So don't worry about that. See, once you solve and make mistake, only then you will be able to correct it. If you don't solve right now, you will not be able to correct them. Okay, so try to solve, make the mistakes. Always start with the solved examples in the book. सारे chapters की solved examples है वो खुद से solve कीजिए, तो वहां तुरंत आपको आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा. Okay, so just make sure that you are doing that. We will see, as you request. You've asked कितने दिनों में खत्म हो जाएगा. Means it will depend on how many lectures we will need, so accordingly we will do that. Okay. Now question 2, anybody can answer. On the average, experienced person does 5 units of work while a fresh one 3 units of work daily, but the employer has to maintain an output of at least 30 units. So means what? Minimum काम जो है 30 units होना चाहिए. Okay, so I need to have 30 units of work done every day. So what happens is 5 units of work, 5 units of work. Oh, very good. Everybody's answered. Okay. Option A, Rishika Kimaya is saying option C, MK C, Aman C, Hema C. Rishika is saying A, Ram is saying option A. Okay. Now see why that answer is different. See, A and C. 5x plus 3y, all of you have understood very well. Problem is maintain output of at least 30 units. At least 30 means what? 30 से ज्यादा चाहिए. जब machines होती हैं तो there is a limit, but here they want you to work more, so less than or equal to 30 or greater than or equal to 30. So C is the correct answer, because the experienced person and the fresh people, when they work together, they must produce an output that is more than that. Okay, so that is more than that. So this C is the correct answer. The rules and regulation demand that the employer should employ not more than 5 experienced hand to one fresh one. How will I represent this? How will I represent this? Okay. So, second question, have you understood? Has to maintain our output of at least 30 is this. Now, with this, should not employ more than 5 experienced hand to one fresh hand. So, experience will be 5x. And this is going to be y. Okay. So, not more than माने maximum 5x होगा. So, y is greater than or equal to x upon 5. Option B, Rishika. Ranjit, B. Okay. Now let us see. Okay, there was this one question. Okay, graphs. Okay. Okay. The graph to express the inequality 5x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 30. Greater than and equal to 30 means what? So, this has to be greater than or equal to 30. So, in A, what is happening? They have drawn a simple line 5x plus 3y equal to 30. 5x plus 3y equal to 30. So, that is not the case. Okay, so A is not the correct answer. What does A stand for? A stands for 5x plus 3y equal to 30. It is a simple line. What does B stand for? When 5x plus 3y is less than 30, that is, then B will be the answer. And when you have 5x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 30, means 30 is the minimum value and all the values are going to be more than that. And so then you will have C will be the correct answer. Okay, option 3 or C will be the correct answer. Because when you have more than 5x plus 3y is more than 30, you are moving towards the upper left corner here. The graph to express the inequality y is less than or equal to 1/2 is 1/2 of x is indicated by y is less than or equal to 1/2 x. So 2y so I have 2y. 2y is less than or equal to x. So I have 2y is less than or equal to x. Okay. So 2y is less than or equal to x. Okay. So what will happen? Which of these? Option 4, option D. Yes, everybody is understood? Yes, very good. Okay, so 2y is less than or equal to x. So this will give you the correct answer. See, if you have any doubt, what you will do, put x is equal to 0. Okay, so put x is equal to 0. What will happen? X is equal to 0. What is the value of y? Y will also be equal to 0. If you have, if you can't do it directly, just write 2y is equal to x. Okay, right? Remove the inequality, just write 2y is equal to x. X is 0, y is 0. What will happen if x is 2? Y will be equal to 4, right? And so on and so forth. So x is 0, y is 0. This is the point. Now x is 2, y is 4. Okay. Now comes the question of less than or equal to. 2y is less than. So therefore this is the direction it is moving. Okay. Yes. So D will be the correct answer. Okay. Next question will be, let's see. Okay. The common region shaded by the graph is referred to as. Okay. Line 1 is given, line 2 is given, line 3 is given, line 4 is given. Now, which of these equations is it going to represent? Now, this is my L1, this point, this point, this point, and this point. Now, this point, let me call this as capital A, this as capital B, capital C, and capital D. Now, Point A is the intersection of which lines? It is the intersection of L1 and L3. Hmm? Point A is the intersection. Yes, AG, you could put it in the chat box. Point A is the intersection of L1 and L3. So L1 is what? L1 is 5x plus 3y is equal to 30. Okay. And L3 is what? 3y is equal to x. Okay. 3y is equal to x. Now, So this is the two lines over here. Then you have B. Now, what about D? D is the intersection of L2 and L3. Now, when I say this, so A, B are the points lying on line A, line L1. Okay, A, B are the points lying on L1. So these points, this colored one is more than, okay, this is more than, so I have 3x plus 5x plus 3y less than, greater than. So what is happening? So either B or C will be the answer. Okay, because it's not less than, it is not going down, it is going up. So 5x plus 3y is either greater than 30. So first condition is satisfied because I'm talking of L1. Now what happens here? This line L2 it is coming down. For L2 it is coming down. So L2 is what? X plus y is equal to 9. L2 is y, what? X plus y equal to 9. But it is coming down. So what this means is x plus y should be less than 9. X plus y should be less than or equal to 9. Y equal to, because the points are, the colored area is touching the lines. Okay. So less than or equal to 9. So what is happening? Either B or C. In C, it is x plus y is greater than 9. But here, what is happening? It is should be less than this L2. You can see this L2. This is my L2. So it is less than. So what happens here is this first condition is satisfied, second is condition. So now, what happens is, I will say maybe this is the answer, but I have to be careful. I have to see all the other conditions also. When all the conditions satisfy, only then I can say that option is correct. So, x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0. This is in which quadrant? Q1. So, both x and y, which means what? X is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0 because it is Q1. So, this condition is correct. Now I have to see these two conditions. Okay. So that is for L3 and that is for L4. So always remember in Q1, what x is positive, y is positive. In Q2, x is negative, y is positive. In Q3, x is positive, y is negative. And in Q4, both are negative. Okay. So that is why this condition is important. Now, what is happening? What is the value of y? L3. Let us consider L3. L3 points are above. Okay, points are above. And for L4, points are below. So what is L4? Y is equal to x plus 2. Y is equal to, sorry, x upon 2. So L4, you have to get it less than. Okay, so your lines is going to be, so y is less than or equal to x upon 2. Y is less than or equal to, because it is going down. So this condition is satisfied. L3, L3, all the points are going up. L3, all the points are going up. So what is the line L3? Y is equal to x upon 3. So y will be greater than or equal to x upon 3. Y will be equal to greater than or equal to x by 3. So the B will be the answer. So what you have to remember here is this. Okay. See the first condition. See what is the box. Is it going down or above? So that will give you a hint. Okay. Then what you have to see for this question, line wise you have to go. For that line, for each line, see whether it is going up or down. If it is going up, it is more than. If it is going down, it is less than. Okay. And then you will do this. Understood? Has everybody understood? Just let me know. Yes, Kimaya, yes, you've understood. Then let us see how much time do we have. You already passed the time. I just want to see one more question. हाँ कर दीजिए, अनम्यूट कर दीजिए. हाँ. Anybody wants to ask something? Just raise your hand. Yes, this chapter is finished. Yes, Kunal.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, weightage of this chapter.
बताया ना आपको. The weightage is 20 to 30% for first two chapters. Okay, just let me show it to you again. First two slides I have shown you that. Okay, see, 20 to 30% of the mathematics portion of 40 marks is covered by these three to four chapter fourth I think with logarithm. Logarithm is here only. Ratio, equations, and linear inequalities. So that is why I keep telling you that this is a very important chapter and you should be able to answer them. Okay? Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Kunal.
मैम,
Thank you. हाँ.
एडिशनल प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस कहाँ से मिल सकते हैं हमें? मतलब इसमें खुद के क्वेश्चंस हैं और हमें प्रैक्टिस के लिए क्वेश्चन चाहिए होंगे.
मॉडल क्वेश्चन पेपर्स है ना,
ओके मैम.
वेबसाइट पे है. आपके तो ऐप में भी होंगे अब तो.
ओके मैम.
सो यू कुड.
एमटीपी आरटीपी सफिशिएंट है मैम?
हाँ, हाँ. आप अगर वो थरोली करोगे ना, तो जहां पे आपको ये देखना आपको नेगेटिव मार्किंग है, तो आप इतनी बार प्रैक्टिस करो कि छोटी छोटी जो मिस्टेक्स है ना, प्लस माइनस साइन की, ग्रेटर देन लेस देन, मतलब वो अक्रॉस द होल क्वांटिटेटिव एप्टीट्यूड पेपर, तो आप वही चीज आप बहुत अच्छे से करोगे तो आपका परफेक्शन आता जाएगा. बजाय इसके कि आप ये चीज 10 बुक्स में से करो, है ना. सेम थिंग इफ यू ट्राइंग टू डू मोर एंड मोर एंड मेकिंग मोर मिस्टेक्स, it is better to specialize, perfect what you already know. So you keep doing them, the questions that you already done, keep doing them. Because see, it is such a vast portion. What you do today, suppose I start with ratio today is 8th of May, all the 20 chapters when I finish, so after 20 days I have to do again ratio. So by that time, I may have something must have, become faded in my memory. So I will again do it. And then I will make sure that I don't make a mistake. Whatever is there in your RTP, whatever is there in your study material, make sure that once you solve it, you get zero negative marks. You should aim for that. You should also know that when I have to leave the question, if it is a big question and I'm not able to finish in 1 minute, I must have the courage to leave it. Okay? Because it is better to do two good questions rather than one lengthy question and getting only 1 mark. Okay? But what happens is, अरे थोड़ा और टाइम ले लेंगे, थोड़ा सा और कर लेंगे. So what happens over there is that I spend more time on a question of which I don't get the answer, then I should. That does not mean I will just start a question and leave it. ऐसा भी नहीं है. I will keep doing it, but that I can do when I can get the confidence when I'm studying from my study material thoroughly. If I study from my study material thoroughly and I don't make mistakes, and if after everything, then there are lots of books in the market, but I can tell you, you don't need to buy. What is there in the study material, what is there uploaded on the portal, you can easily use it. Okay.
ओके मैम। मैम,
Yes.
पेपर 3 और 4 के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर अवेलेबल नहीं होते हैं क्या?
नहीं नहीं,
पास्ट ईयर
क्वेश्चन
क्वेश्चन।
पेपर अवेलेबल नहीं होते। इसमें अवेलेबल नहीं होते।
ओके।
फाउंडेशन यू डोंट हैव, इंटर फाइनल्स यू हैव ऑल द पास्ट क्वेश्चन पेपर्स।
ओके मैम।
यस।
थैंक यू।
Gamer, graph question which you explained in starting, please explain again. Okay. एग्जाम फी तो अब भर चुके हैं ना, वो 2 महीने पहले हो जाता है। आपको वेबसाइट पे देखते रहना पड़ेगा राम जी कि कब वो होगा। ग्राफ, ओके ग्राफ बोला। See, when it is x is say greater than equal to 0, the line will not touch the 0. When you say x is less than or equal to 0, the line will touch the 0. इक्वल टू साइन आएगी तो नंबर है उसको टच करेगा, इक्वल टू साइन नहीं होगी तो नंबर से थोड़ा अलग रहेगा। ओके। एंड दिस इज अगेन आई हैव रिटन Q1 Q4। ओके। X is greater than 0 when only one variable is there, x is greater than 0, and then there is no restriction on y, so this will be Q1 Q4. X is greater than or equal to 0 means it is going to touch the line. Here you can see there is a gap. There is only a restriction on x. When there is a restriction of x and on y, both being positive, then there is this gap. It is only there in Q1. When it is there is a restriction on both, but x is greater than 0, y is also greater than or equal to 0, so it is Q1. Okay. Any other question? Okay. टाइम हो गया है, अशोक जी। लगता है सब सॉल्व तो हो गए हैं, बीच बीच में भी ले लिए मैंने। हाँ जी।
यस मैम।
All the best. Have a great day. Happy studying.